I was at PAX and they didn't even let regular people play. Listen, man, I got bad news for you. You're not a regular person. You seem to be somewhere below zero, sub-zero. I think that you're a subhuman, and that's probably why they didn't let you play. Humans only. Anyway, shut the fuck up, dude. Why did I need to know that 200-word essay about your experience at PAX, dude? Did you cosplay? All right, tell me what I want to know. Did you do a vlog? Why don't you just send me the link, man, and I could just check the whole thing out, dude. I'll leave a comment in the description below. Boy, you really fucked up talking. That was sick. I like it when people just walk into a trap, you know? And also, I want to take note right this second of how much more fun I'm having making fun of that asshole than I had the whole time. All 49 minutes of playing this fucking curly turd. They should make a game about talking shit to retards. That would be sick. That would be sick. I would play that. Daigo full parry. Thanks, iJoels and AOG, man. I'm just messing with you, dude, because it's fun and the game sucked. Don't take it personally. Unless you feel like it. Then go right ahead, sir. Well, I need to get a refund before I take any kind of a break. I think I'm going to play Dark Souls 1, dude. Not only because I love it and it's a great game, but in like solidarity, you know? Like, this is bullshit. This is total bullshit, dude.
Would you do a Sekiro boss rush stream?
Such a like despicable concept that's bleeding into something so holy. You know, this reminds me of the last Gran Turismo. You may not know this about me, but I love Gran Turismo. And I think Gran Turismo 2 is one of the best games ever, of all time, of any genre. It is such a wonderful game, okay? And I've always respected Gran Turismo until this newest Gran Turismo, where it was absolutely like one of the biggest falls from grace in history is Gran Turismo, the newest one. It really is deplorable. The way they price the cars in the game has now been adjusted to compensate for real money transactions. So a car that should be achievable for a regular guy just grinding in game is now impossible to acquire unless you pay for it. And that's something that shouldn't exist in Gran Turismo, but it does now. And so this is how I feel about this game right now. I mean, it just feels like, you know, there's this level of, if you were the devs, how long would you last? How long would you last if you were Miyazaki and you had Honor and every dev around you is just making a killing through exploiting their fans with shops and gacha. And you're sitting here being an honorable code of conduct dev with no predatory transactions in any of your games. How long would you last? You're just looking left and right, and all of your peers are just making millions, hand over fist. You know what I'm saying? You know, people who, like, okay, I'm getting influenced into trying Expedition 33 just because of people praising it so much, not to mention chicks like it, so I might score, right? But if you think about it, that game is a total failure at best. Like, even if that game sold 10 million copies, a developer looking at that would only think, man, that game fucked up. If they sold predatory transactions, it would be the greatest game of all time. They would see that game as a mistake. Regardless of how well it does, a developer or a big company would see that as, oh, that's a missed opportunity. If they had done the same game, but instead had predatory shit in it, it would have been the greatest game ever. So that game is not really going to influence anyone, dude. All it's going to do is please its fans and create like a following, but it's not going to get real big companies to stop liking money. That's the problem. They're never going to stop liking money. And people are so stupid. That sucks. I wish people were a little smarter. A little! You don't have to split the atom, shithead. Just don't fucking spend so much money on a game. That's it. You know, especially if the thing that you're buying is not exactly what you're going to get. Exactly. It has to be exact, not random, not gotcha shit. That is, you are poisoning video games if you participate in gotcha shit. It's not, you think you have nothing to do with the problem, but if you fork over hundreds, even if you fork over a small amount, right? The developers who are eating your money, they're putting it in their mouth, they're never going to want to make a regular game. Why would they? What am I, an idiot? Any smart, talented game developer who has any ability to make a game that's good, addictive, anything that's potentially good is going to want to work for the company that makes shitloads of money, not some random French company that made a turn-based game. You're fucked. And it's how it's going to be. And I'm going to be sitting back on the beach, sipping on samosas, playing Resident Evil on my PS1 till the end of time, talking shit to your bitch ass, refunding shit because of my AMD. You know what I mean? Enjoy that girl, amigo. Enjoy that gotcha bullshit. Have fun. I hope you get your favorite SMR. Or what? What the fuck is that called? You guys are funny today. I knew it, dude. You get your favorite SMR, you little perverted bitch, dude. Thanks, Lopez GT7 versus MK Tom Brady. The match of the century. Thanks, Blargle, for the tier 2. And thanks, Dead Butt. Thanks. I had a conversation with No Pants the other day that I found to be intriguing. He said that we discussed how he doesn't agree with me on my disdain for the concept of praising developers for stepping in the right direction. I have a true hate. I genuinely can't stand praising developers for heading in the right direction, stepping in the right direction. I can't stand it. And he was like, why, dude? Like, it implies that people should make things perfectly on the first try. And then I thought about it and I was thinking, okay, perhaps you're trying to use this logic across other things, not just gaming. If you're trying to do that, there is no fucking product that you get off of the shelf. When you go to the store and you need a wrench, you buy a wrench. It's not a wrench in progress where the wrench devs need to step in the right direction before it becomes a fucking wrench. You buy it, it's a wrench. And then he said, but there are sometimes factory defects. Sometimes people make mistakes. I said, dude, yes, that's why they're called fucking defects. It's defective. That's not early access. That's not beta. It's not a beta fucking wrench. It's a fucking wrench. It needs to be a game when it comes out. It can't be like a product that is in like development. Dude, it can't be that way. It's that way because of you, him and you. It's that way because of you, because you accept that shit and you fucking fork over the dough, man. Money is, what else is there, dude? What else is there? It doesn't matter what your review says. Nothing matters. All that matters is bucks. Cold and rock hard. All right? You see what I'm saying? Anyway, whatever, man. Oh, you know, he also said something that I thought was interesting. He asked me about the word bitch. He asked me about my opinion of the word bitch and how it is, how should it be used, and the feeling of the word, you know? And I thought about that a lot after he brought it up. I think that you can't... There are two ways to use the word, right? There's the obvious, regular, you know, like whatever. This fucking bumblebee's a bitch. Yeah, come here, bitch. That's one way to use it, right? Like just anything could be a bitch. That's one way to use it. The other way to use it is in like a aggressive way. Like you're being a bitch. Like literally the way you're behaving is you're being a bitch. So this bumblebee is a bitch because it's flying around fucking with my day. So that's one version of bitch. The other version of bitch is to describe the way you're behaving. If you use the describe the way you're behaving version, you can call a girl a bitch if it's that way and she's being a bitch, but it's rare. You can't call a girl a bitch if it's a bumblebee. Basically, he was asking me how does it work when you're using the word bitch and you're talking to a girl. And I don't think you should be able to call a girl a bitch in general, or at least it should feel like you are pushing it. You know? That's pushing it. Calling a girl a bitch is pushing it. The only way you could do it is if she's actually being a bitch. Like, obviously. Where it's like, dude, who bitch this is? If it becomes a who bitch this is situation, then it's allowed. But just saying, shut up, bitch. You can't do that to a girl. You can't do that. But I could do that to a guy. And then he brought up my chat room, right? And here's the thing. You are not a girl or a guy. You are a name color and a bitch. By default, name color. You know how some of you guys have a little badge that's like random from inside the chat? Like, so I attended TwitchCon 2013 or some shit. You might as well have a bitch one right next to that, okay? Because none of you behave like regular humans. Now, as a result of this, I, from time to time, might accidentally call a girl a bitch, right? So like someone could tag me and be like, hey, Aris, what do you think of the new Tekken 8 season? And I would end up being like, shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch, right? But in that case, it's like gray zone because I didn't know you were a girl. If I had known you were a girl, I would not have called you a bitch. I would have just told you to shut the fuck up. You know? But maybe not. Maybe a little softer. But I didn't know, right? So anyway, the lesson here is that if you're going to call a girl a bitch, it has to be because she's behaving like a bitch. It can't just be because she's a girl. That's what I'm saying. You see what I mean? Though the area gets gray, because if you're referring to a girl and you're not actually talking to a girl, what do you think about that? What if you are referring to a girl, but like what if, okay, I was hanging out with my friend and these bitches walked up and they, like that kind of like discussion.
Thank you.
That's like, no, none,
Thank you.
not allowed. I'm trying to learn from you, dude. You think that's cool? I think here's the thing. You're not actually calling a girl a bitch there. You're just using slang terminology like hyenas. Did you guys ever call girls hyenas? Maybe that's a Hispanic thing. When I grew up, a lot of people called girls hyenas. Where the hyenas at? Hyenas at? That was a thing. Where's all the hyenas, man? Hey, fool. So that was just what you called girls. It didn't even have anything to do with anything. So I think that sometimes it depends on the company, and if there's no ladies around, I guess that one's a little bit loose. But I do love the word. It's one of my favorites. Another reason why this came up is because of the word retard. I didn't even used to like the word retard so much. I didn't. For years, I didn't even really use the word retard. I laughed at it. But then, towards a while later, like, I don't remember when it was, but there was this moment in history where the word retard started to become like pseudo banned. And there were people, what I consider to be retards, in the chat that were trying to tell me that it's against the rules of Twitch to not only say retard, but call people retards, which is insane to me that someone would say that is against the rules of Twitch. If there's one thing I know, it's the rules of Twitch. You can totally call people retards. It's not a banned word. So I felt almost like that word needed my help. You know? That word needed my help. It's being accused of being equal to other words that are absolutely unacceptable. The words that you're making this word equal to words that are unacceptable. Banned words, the types of words where if you just say it, if you say a sound that sounds a little bit like these words, you're banned. And you want retard to be that way? That's fucked up, man. That word needs my help, dude. That word needs help. Our help. We need to free it. It's not fair. Now listen to me. If there is a time where maybe retard has ran its course, then maybe I'll be willing to understand. For example, I'm saying if someone decides that retard is against the rules, like let's say they change the rules on Twitch's terms of service, I'm not gonna fucking stand up here and fight for retard. No. Retard could go. I'm not married to any fucking word. I don't give a fuck at all. But retard is still legal. Okay? There's a difference between like fucking defending and protecting a word and just fucking saying it when it's legal, dude. Chill with that face you're always making, dude. You know? Chill with that shit. Uh-oh, some retard showed up? Man, isn't this such a cool thing to talk about? Are you kidding me? Ban that guy. You have 2 bans and 21 timeouts and you decided to say that? And you decided to only time him out? Why did you only time him out, dude? The fucking mod that only timed that guy out is more of a bigot than the guy. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Anyway, you know me. If you've hung out here long enough, I'm zero tolerance. You can't even make a fucking joke about the gay F word or any of that shit. You can't do it. All right? Look, dude, you think I'm going to fucking lose my way of making a living? I was going to say job. You think I'm going to give up this shit for some fucking joke? Hell no, dude. I know the rules. You're a retard. All right? Thanks, Gage. And thanks, Silence. And Crash Sakio. And Constant Reader. And Talking Bahalat. And Kaney. And Sowito. And Jono. And Reese Devious. Thanks, Deadbutt, for gifting 5 subs. And Richandrius. Thanks, Blargle. I said a lot of things, and I'm late for my break. Let me get up and stretch. Thanks, Nano Machines.
Thank you.
And Billy Hoyle, thanks for the 8 gifted subs. I'm thirsty. Did he flush it already? Oh, man. I'm glad you reminded me. I never refunded it. I gotta refund that shit. I turned it off, thankfully, so the clock ain't ticking. Does the AMD refund strat still work? You better fucking believe it. You better believe it does. How do you fucking do it, though? It's not what I expected, dude. I'd like to request a refund. Okay? The game is...
Thank you.
Multiplayer doesn't work. AMD card. It's not fun, dude. Doesn't work with my AMD. Did I ask for... I hope I asked for a refund my wallet and not refund PayPal. Because I don't want them to. I don't mind. I'll spend the money on you, Steam. Just fucking give me my money back. They denied me. For the first time in what feels like years, they denied me a refund on Monster Hunter because I played it for like 3 hours. And the limit was 2, but the game actually worked until I tried to play it the next day, and they patched it and it stopped working. Like it was stuttering and shit. So they denied me, basically. What do you mean they caught on? I got like 10 refunds after that, too. It's just because Capcom can go fuck themselves. That's what it is. They probably said, like, nope, extra firm on the 2-hour shit. I don't know. I could have sworn that I did that before, like with more than 2 hours, but that time they didn't let. I gotta take a piss, dude. Hey, thanks, Zibian. I got my refund. I'm gonna get up and stretch, and then I'll come back and we can talk business, I guess.
You know, I've
Get me
never
riled
liked
up.
you, really.
Got my SSI check. Here's your cut.
Hey, congrats. Thanks. No loitering. Thanks, Kojima Tamales. Thanks. I'm looking for a tune. We really gotta add more songs. I feel like the last session of adding songs was solid, but I added a bunch of songs that seemed good, but actually are shitty as hell. I don't know how that happened. You guys tricked me. These songs suck. And they're all here now. Damn it. Like this one,